This is a Predator 18.3 and this is a Predator 19.3. See how this material is stitched to the back part of the upper? And then notice this extra piece they slotted in right here? That's the difference. For real. That's it. What's going on, guys? Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the brand new Adidas Predator 19.3 not laceless, because as you may know, there now is a Predator 19.3 laceless that retails for $100 and in my opinion is not very good. And to be brutally honest, while this version is cheaper and certainly better, it's still not very good. And we're gonna go over all the details that you need to know in today's video. And I realize that might come across as being maybe a little bit too harsh, but I've tried other boots at the $80 price range, and the 19.3, just like the Predator 18.3, is not necessarily the best option at this particular price point in regards to overall quality, the way that the boots fit, and basically what you're getting for your money. Because if you're buying at this $80 price point, value for money is very important. So you want to get the best possible product for what you're paying. At 80 bucks, I don't think this is it, and I'm gonna explain why in today's video. So if you wanna learn more about these, including how they fit and feel on feet, please stick around, watch the entire video, and if you are interested in a pair of these for yourself, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen, or you can click the first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $80 retail price. If you guys do end up enjoying the video and wanna see more takedown reviews on the channel, don't forget to support this one with a like. And if you're new here watching for the first time and don't want to miss out on future content from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. So as discussed in the intro, while this is a new variation of the Predator 18.3, the Predator 19.3 changes absolutely nothing, much like the rest of the new Predator 19 lineup. It is very slight modifications rather than anything that is significantly different. So all the issues that we had with the Predator 18.3 are still present here on the 19.3, because again, they're exactly the same. The upper is still the same mesh-based synthetic with the embossed texturing that does look a lot like what you'll find on the higher end models, but certainly isn't as nice or as premium as the prime knit you will find on the 19.1 or the 19 plus variations. But what I will say is that the quality of the upper actually isn't that bad. That's kind of been the case with all the 0.3 models from Adidas over the last few years, mainly the last year, is that these mesh-based synthetics are just a lot more premium feeling than the plasticky synthetics that we had been getting for basically the last 10 years before. So overall, no major issues with the upper, but it's certainly no different than what we had before. Fairly slick finish on the surface. The texturing is there more as a cosmetic thing rather than something that you'll actually notice. And as far as touch on the ball is concerned, it's not quite as soft as the higher end models. It has more of a thinner barefoot feel, I would say. But overall, certainly not a bad thing at all. Of course, this isn't the laceless variation of the Predator 19.3, which means that you have a central lacing system running down the middle of the boot. Of course, that central lacing system is filled in with this sock-like material that extends into a collar, and the sock-like material simply fills in the gap. It's not an entire internal wrap around your foot or an internal sock. It's just there to cover up the opening, and you can run into some minor issues with lace bite based on how thin this material is. There's really not much to it. It's kind of like a cheap pair of socks. It's not prime knit if you're wondering. It certainly doesn't look as premium as prime knit. And again, this is here simply as a cosmetic element. There's no ankle support. There's no structure to this. It's there just to look mid-cut like you'll find on the prime knit mid-cut collars of the higher end models. Moving to the rear of the boot, you'll find that it does have a very solid internal plastic heel counter, so not too far off from what you'll find across the rest of the line. And then internally, you're gonna find that the boot does have a really nice kind of synthetic suede material, actually decent quality for a heel liner. Unfortunately, that does not solve the issues with the fit, which we'll get into in just a second. All right, well, that's not coming out. The insole technically is removable, but they do glue it basically from the forefoot forward, so this little section, and it seems to be pretty strong glue as well. I could pull it out, but I don't want to risk actually tearing up the insole, but you can see that it's pretty much just a regular layer of this black foam and a mesh liner on top. Nothing too fancy. And again, kind of typical of these 18 or 19.3 models from Adidas. Moving to the sole plate and stud pattern, it looks like the control frame you'll find on the high-end models, but it's actually made from a different type of plastic that admittedly is a lot thicker and just stiffer in general versus the higher end models, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it certainly doesn't feel as premium, which is to be expected. And the stud pattern remains the same across the entire Predator 19 lineup. Technically it's FG-AG. I definitely feel like this works out better on firm natural grass than it does on artificial playing surfaces, but if you did want to use this on AG surfaces, you can get away with it, and the boot should hold up just fine. As far as overall traction is concerned, it's the same general layout you'll find across the entire Adidas line. Not overly aggressive, probably my least favorite from the Adidas brand right now, but as a whole, it gets the job done. And then finally, when it comes to weight, in a size 9.5 US, the Predator 19.3 with laces weighs in at about 9.8 ounces, which is a little bit more than the high-end models, not a lot. And overall, they're just not particularly lightweight. Being anywhere near the 10-ounce mark in 2018 for a football boot that is high-end or low-end is fairly uncommon. So these are, I don't want to call them heavy, but on the heavier side of boots that are available at this price point. So again, if you're looking for that super lightweight feel, these are definitely not going to provide that. So I swapped out the stock red laces for some black reflective SR4U replacement laces that obviously match the little black details that you'll find throughout the boot. And honestly, I just think it makes them look a little bit more premium. Plus it changes up the look of your boots versus everyone else that has the exact same ones in the exact same colorway. An inexpensive way to change up the style and look of your boot. So if you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description. So if you're interested in a pair, be sure to go ahead and check that out. On feet, the Predator 19.3 feels exactly like the model it replaced, the Predator 18.3, and that's because they are exactly the same thing. The overall fit of the boot is actually decent on feet. It has a good shape to it, it's not too high as far as volume is concerned, and it certainly has better lockdown and an overall better feel than what you'll find from the laceless variation of the Predator 19.3. However, it still suffers from the same shallow fit in the heel that the previous model did, and really a lot of Adidas takedown models seem to have. And it has something to do with the way that they've structured the heel area at the back, where the actual firm structured area seems to be cut a little bit too low to where it almost feels like your heel is constantly on the verge of popping out. There's a little bit of slippage here. It can lead to discomfort. It can lead to blisters depending on how they fit you specifically. But for me, it's just something that I find to be extremely annoying and really my main gripe with the way that these boots fit. The sole plate is on the stiffer side, but it's not to the point where it's detrimental to the experience. But that fit in the heel is just something that I personally would not want to deal with, mainly because you don't have to, because you do have other options at this particular price point. As far as width is concerned, they have some decent width to them, although I would not say that they are particularly wide. However, I think they will fit most people in terms of overall width. And as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing these in my usual size 9.5 US, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to get a pair for yourself, I'd recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. So in conclusion, the Predator 19.3 with laces is certainly better than the $100 Predator 19.3 laceless. There's no question about that. These fit better, they're more secure on your feet, and ultimately it's a better overall experience in my opinion. However, I will say that for $80, this is not one of the top options at this price point, and that's just me being brutally honest. I know that when it comes to these kind of entry-level budget options from Nike and Adidas, some people are all for Adidas, some people are all for Nike, but to be brutally honest with you guys, the Nike options at this particular price point simply fit better, they're better quality, they're just better overall products for the same amount of money. So something like the Nike Hypervenom Phantom 3 Academy, something like the Nike Tiempo Legend 7 Academy, those are just better boots for the same amount of money or less in comparison to the Predator 19.3. If you buy these and you like them and you're happy with the way that they feel, that's perfectly fine. You're gonna have a good experience. But if you're looking for the best possible boots for $80 or less, I don't think this is it. Which shouldn't be too surprising because I said the same thing about the Predator 18.3 and this is basically the exact same thing. Anyways guys, that's it for my review. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to support it with a like. As always, if you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, you can click the first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $80 retail price. If you have any questions, as always, leave them down below in the comments, and I'll do my best to get an answer out to you as soon as I possibly can. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. All my social media information is linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.